Hey, it's Dysfunctional Dad here. Today we're going to be talking about bit rates. So I've had a lot of streamers and viewers ask me recently, what is a bit rate and how does it affect the stream? So today we're just going to do a quick video, just talk about what bit rate is and how it affects your streaming quality. Uh, so first off, what is a bit? A bit is the lowest unit of measurement for data. So basically, when you're streaming, what happens is you've got this video that you're recording. Your computer is compressing it into all these little tiny bits, okay? And then uploading it to Twitch or YouTube or whatever you're using to stream on. And then on the other end, the viewer is decompressing it and taking all these bits to make one larger file that they can actually view as a video. So, in order to get the right bit rate, you really need to know a few things. One, you need to know your internet speed. Two, you need to know what kind of bit rate and quality your hardware can handle. So, first of all, let's do a speed test. A speed test is the first thing you're going to want to do to get an idea of what type of bit rate you can actually handle. So let's go to speedtest.net. There we go. And you can see this is a great website. It's going to give you a go button right here. You're going to hit that. It's going to go ahead and start a speed test. Now, while this is going, the bit rate, the actual bit rate that you're looking at on your OBS or on Twitch, is going to be the number of bits per second uploaded for the video. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take our upload speed. See, it's calculating that right now. And then we're going to use that to determine what our bit rate, what our max bit rate would be. So we're just about done here. It looks like it's going to be right around 11 megabits per second. Yeah, 11.08. So we're going to take that 11 megabits per second. Or actually, let's pull up the calculator here. So we're going to take 11. We'll round it down. Now you want to, this is the total amount of bandwidth that you have for uploading. Okay, so you want to take about 20 to 30% of that off, just so you can have a little bit of wiggle room and you don't have any issues during your stream. Like if you've got other people in the house, if you share with a family, or if you're in an apartment with a roommate, then you might have some other things being uploaded at the same time while you're streaming. So skim a little bit of that off. We're going to take about 30% off for this equation. So we're going to take that 11 and we'll multiply that by 0.7. And that's going to come out to 7.7. So 7.7 is going to be our usable upload bandwidth, okay? So next, we're going to go over to the Twitch encoding. The website for that is stream.twitch.tv/encoding, okay? And you can just go into Google and type in Twitch encoding. This should be the first thing that comes up. This is going to give us a great chart for what resolutions, frame rates, and bit rates we can use while we're streaming. You'll see it has two sides. You've got the NVIDIA side and then the 264 side. So the NVIDIA is going to be straight from your graphic card. The 264 side is going to be through your CPU. Now there's pros and cons to both sides, and that's something for a totally different video. Now some people are going to be able to explain this better than me, but depending on the hardware that you have in your computer is going to depend on what you actually use, whether it's the Vita specs or the 264 specs. So first of all, let's look at the top tier quality here. So that's going to be 1080p at 60 FPS. You're going to see here resolution is 1920 by 1080. The bit rate on those is going to be 6,000 kilobytes per second. Okay. So we're going to go back to our calculator here. You see that our usable bandwidth is 7.7. Now that is in megabytes per second. So to convert that, we're just going to multiply that by 1,000. So our max bandwidth is going to be 7,700 kilobytes per second. Okay. So as we can see, that's within the range of 6,000 kilobytes per second. If you're using Twitch, 6,000 is the highest that Twitch will allow you to go. So if your download speed is 11 to 12 megabits per second, you can easily handle the 6,000 kilobits per second that Twitch allows you to stream on at top tier. Now, if you're dealing with a lower bandwidth, probably something around 9 or 10 megabytes per second for your upload speed, then you may want to really start looking into the 720p 60 FPS area of the chart. That's going to give you a lower bit rate at 4,500 kilobits per second, but it's still going to allow you to stream at 60 or 50 FPS, and that's going to give you a better quality overall than, say, the 720 30 FPS. So that's just a super quick explanation of what bitrate is and what encoding does. Again, it's a very simple explanation, and there are definitely some people out there that can go further into depth with it. But I wanted to just give a quick video just to explain what that is and how it affects your streams. Think of it as just the little bits of data that your computer is sending over the internet to Twitch, and those bits of data are ultimately what's going to determine how good your video comes out on the other side. So the higher the bit rate that you can do, the better quality video that you have. Now the problem with it, if you are not affiliated on Twitch, then you are not going to have access to transcoding. And what transcoding is Twitch allowing the end user, the viewer, to change the base resolution. So you're uploading it at, let's say, 1080p 60 FPS. When it gets to Twitch, transcoding will allow the viewer to choose what file size they're going to be viewing from. So basically, Twitch will take that file, change the bit rate on its own, and then send it out. So partners are guaranteed access to that. Affiliates are not guaranteed access to that. They have priority access, but there's only a certain amount of slots that Twitch allows people to have with that. So if you are on a primetime slot, got a lower viewer count, there's a chance you might not have access to transcoding. So it may be worth looking into, should I lower that bit rate so my viewers can have an easier time watching it? If you don't lower that bit rate, your viewers are going to end up with a lot of buffering and maybe some drop frames that you're not seeing on your end because your computer can handle all of it. Your upload speed is just fine. Really what it is the computer on the other end, the viewer's computer, is having trouble transcoding that, decoding the larger file sizes. So that is something to consider if you are a smaller streamer. The larger streamers don't have to worry about it so much. In fact, the larger you are, the more likely it is that you're going to get transcoding. But that's definitely something to consider as a smaller streamer. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for this video. I hope it was helpful. If you have any other questions, please drop them in the comments. If there's any videos you want to see in the future, drop those in the comments too. I'm going to be putting out a video once a week, some sort of tutorial about streaming. So I really hope you guys will subscribe and turn on those alerts and just kind of follow along. If there's anything you'd like to see, I'm definitely out here to help people. Come by Twitch, check me out. That's twitch.tv/dysfunctionaldad. And I'll catch you guys on the flippity floppity.